Have you ever had a sweaty ass crack?
Last week.
Ooh.
No, it was hot.
It's just, I don't know. That's like the one thing. Oh, hey, everybody. How you guys doing today?
What should we start?
Yeah, we already started.
Yeah, right.
Asshole. Go ahead, you go.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Oceans2 Podcast. We are on episode 7, I believe. Lucky
10.
number 7.
No.
10.
8.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's 8.
Okay, we can't count. We're just going to roll with the dice and say it's 8. And we also have an audience now.
I think it's been 2 months since we started this. We
Really?
We missed a week, but it's still 2 months.
Goddamn. Okay, cool. 2 months. And we're in. Sort of. In and out.
Yeah.
We're here. We're still here. All right, so, like I was saying, welcome back. The 8th episode of Oceans2 Podcast. And this week, we kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. And it's a get to know your host sort of episode. I'm setting this one up this week, but probably we'll do next episode depending on what we work out scheduling wise. But today we are here to focus on my co-host, one of my very close friends, the one who's abandoning me. I always like to throw that in whenever I can. Jonesy.
Where's the laugh track, Mariela?
Say
Where's
hello.
the clap?
Say hello. Yeah.
Not so loud. It's clipping the audio.
Oh,
God damn it.
You know,
Okay.
there's no winning with the audience.
How you guys doing?
It sounded like he was gonna die. I kind of lost track.
Wait, did you say that Mariela's here?
Oh yeah, we have our audience. My significant other, Ella. Do you want to say hello? Do you want to go by your moniker, Ella, or keep Mariela? Your
I mean, you kind of already.
Yeah, it's already out there now,
It's
so.
out
it's
there
just not a
now.
mystery anymore.
No.
I did that on
You're
purpose.
really
I did that on
Ooh.
purpose.
Because he's proud of his girlfriend. He was
Yeah.
like, yo.
Word.
He's like Will Smith with Jada Pinkett Smith. Just
Like,
look at this.
That's her. So she's gonna break up the monotony of this interview in case it takes a turn. If you hear a random audience soundtrack, that's her.
Or if you hear just, give us random news about a Kardashian, it'll just be from her.
Or just random statements when Justin Bieber just decides to drop a new album just out of the blue.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Thanks a lot, Justin, for letting us know.
Word.
Anyway.
Believe what? But yeah, let's get right into it. Jonesy, you are currently you're 23.
365.
Right,
years old.
minus the moon years. So
Oh yeah, so
23.
I guess 23.
23. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you're 23. You are the eldest of two kids, right?
2.
Cool.
It's just me and my brother.
And your brother, mom,
What?
mom,
What about her? She's alive.
dad.
Oh yeah, he's still alive. Yeah. What? Like, what are you asking him?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just asking.
Is that the way you ask people?
No,
Are
it's
they
just-
still alive? You just go up to them like
Mom.
meet a new person. How you doing today?
Yeah, of
Mom.
course. Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Wait.
See,
what?
that easy. See, yeah, that's it.
I'd be fucking freaked out. I'd be like, this nigga's gonna
I mean,
take my.
you
He's gonna take
just-
my liver.
You just did the exact thing you needed to do, so you're fine. You passed.
I guess, but I'm gonna wake up with my kidneys missing now in my bathtub with ice.
So you're the oldest kid, much like me. I am the oldest of. We'll get. Yeah, I'm another day, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the oldest too.
Oldest
So
of 35.
you gonna let me do this? Gonna let me.
Yeah.
Our audience corresponding is showing us
Yeah,
memes and videos of babies.
Of
It is
babies
very
eating food.
distracting.
Yeah, she just broke out into silent laughter, which is sort of creepy.
But anyways, so you're the oldest of just 2 kids.
Mhm.
And you guys, no girls, no sisters.
Nope.
Cool. You ever feel like you ever wanted to be an only child, or you wanted another sibling?
No, I mean, other than my brother, because I guess supposedly, maybe I don't remember these, but my parents always tell me, maybe they're lying to me. They told me that I always said, "Oh, I'm gonna have my own brother. I'm gonna be a big brother and stuff like that." And I never remembered me saying any of that.
So they just walked in with this other person, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Like, oh my god, no, I knew he was coming because I remember there were specific days where it was funny because my dad always said he's like. It was always just like whenever we hung out, because you always sort of have like a special connection with your dad because it's you. And as a little kid, we always hung out and stuff. And I do remember vividly when my mom was in the hospital and he had to come home to pick me up and take care of me. We got Chinese food and we watched. I remember it was Jurassic Park, like at least.
True bonding moments. Chinese food in Jurassic Park.
Maybe like at least 20 times from what he told me, but I remember watching it more than once, that's for sure. But like he said, like no, we can just stay up late or whatever. And like while my mom is in labor, painting over my brother coming into the world, we're just chilling out in home, just eating junk food, and we're like, yeah.
Those were happy times for me.
Sort of. I mean, but even then, when he came back home with my brother there, he had to take care of us, and it was sort of the same thing where we just all hang out and just like we know that we wouldn't be using any dishes that week. We'd be doing some yard work maybe, but in the end, we'd always be getting some takeout food for sure every single day. And
damn, so the absence of mom was really felt.
yeah, it was like, yeah, we're fine, we can survive. But it was sort of the same thing with mom. I remember there was actually one day where she just looked at me and my brother because I think she was late and we were late too for school, and she said, "Fuck it, we're gonna stay home today."
Yeah, parenting.
We're gonna stay home today.
Good shit.
Don't tell your dad. And we're like, okay. And then I think my brother said something to him. He's like, "What? You didn't take him to school?" And he's like, "No, you didn't take him to school." I was like, "No, we stayed home and we went to the movies and went to the zoo." But I remember that was fun. Those are some memories I still have.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So they bring your brother home, and like, were you ever like you were the first child, you were the only child for some time. Did you ever feel like, what the fuck?
No, not really. I mean, I was fascinated by him. I was like, well, he's a small person. He's like,
it's like, why does he smell so good?
And like, I was asked like, can I play with him? I was like, no, he can't move anything. He can't do anything. I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you take that personal, like, he doesn't want to play with me?
No.
Why?
No, because I think I was, let's see, I'm 23, he's 19.
4 years younger.
Yeah, he's 4 years younger, so, like, when he was 3, I was only 4, I was only 4 years old. I knew, like, I remember I played with Transformers and stuff like that, and I'd, like, always look at him, like, here, this is how you do it. I always try to teach him, like, but he was a baby. What the hell am I going to do with him? He's not going to,
Did you just give up after some time?
Yeah. And like, oh, he's
like, fuck you.
and I helped obviously with changing and stuff like that, because I do remember that I don't remember where it was, but I remember a classroom that my mom took me to, and it was like a room with a bunch of other kids too, and it was a whole thing about how we're gonna be older brothers and sisters, and they actually taught us how to change diapers, and I remember walking out of the class like super proud, like, I know how to do this.
Cool.
And I remember like telling my mom, like, oh, here, I'll do it. And I did it like maybe 5 times, and then I just didn't want to do it anymore because it smelled like, fuck this.
You know what? On the subject of school, like going into school now, were you ever a studious fellow? Or were you just like, I'm just here? Yeah, I know that.
No, I mean, obviously everyone always says if they could do something over, they could. In all honesty, I feel like I would do high school over. Academic.
No, I'm talking before that.
Oh,
I'm talking like early, like elementary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I liked reading. I liked doing math, and I liked doing all this stuff. I don't know what happened, but
so you were a studious kid.
Yeah, I just suddenly just fell off and just didn't want it anymore.
Suddenly, huh?
Actually, I can tell you what happened. It was Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Shout out to the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, I remember it was a group of us where we just did all that, and we still like got by. Like it was like a group of 10 of us, and at least 2 of us sat next to each other in classes, so we were always able to go, what's the answer?
Oh, dude, and you know what? That's interesting because I find that, and partly because of the reason why years later we're still on that same tip of like that Pokemon stuff.
Yeah,
we're not alone there. It's a phenomenon. It really was a phenomenon.
It is.
And I mean, outside looking at, probably why you kind of switched over was because I like. When it was school, did you ever like bond with people because of school? Like because, oh look, I read something, and this person read something, and they both had something we liked, and we would talk about it, and you would bond over it.
Yes.
So yeah, you had that.
I had that because do you remember those books? And our listeners will probably know too. Those scary stories. Yeah. Those books.
The Goosebumps?
No, not Goosebumps.
I love those.
The other ones. Dark stories or stories that tell at night or something like that. Or
oh yeah.
The one was the
dark
creepy
stories. Yeah, they had little dark artwork.
Yeah. And I remember that, in 4th grade, and I think from 2nd to 4th grade, I remember those books. Just we would talk about them, and we would read them, and like we'd all be like, oh, that's really weird. Like,
that's
and
cool.
That's cool.
It's creepy.
like it makes you feel scared and makes you feel like wondering about everything when you go home.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a moment after we read one of those stories because I'm trying to remember the story, but I remember the picture. It's like one of the most vivid like pictures
Is
in
it
my
the one
head.
with like the hands coming
No,
up like shadow?
it's the one with the weird lady. It's a woman,
Oh,
and she's missing eyes,
Oh,
and like her hair is all stringy, and like her mouth is crooked, and
that's creepy.
yeah. But like
Do you think they'd be corny if we go back to them and read them now? I think they'd hold up pretty
some
well.
of them would hold up fairly well.
Okay.
Some of them would just be like, "That's stupid. Who
Yeah.
wrote this?"
For me, it was those and the Magic Treehouse books. Do you remember those?
No.
Like they had a Magic Treehouse and it was a time traveling treehouse. Like that was like how that was how one of our good friends JC and me bonded. We would always read those books together too.
Harry Potter also did that too.
I got into that late.
I've been wanting a marathon those.
But yeah, so you're you're a kid, and then all of a sudden it comes this this thing of Pokemon and like other stuff, and like
never mind.
I mean, me personally, from what I remember,
Mhm.
I remember just it was that much easier to bond with other kids.
Do you want to interject?
I'm sorry. Hold on, our audience has something to say.
No, she sounds
Our
like she wants to
audience
say
has something
something.
to say.
I just yawned.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Wanna go like with Ray on the floor? Or on the bed?
That'd probably be more exciting. No kidding.
All right, we're cutting that out. Editing that out.
No, I'm gonna edit it, but I'm gonna edit it with like her making her voice all loopy and weird.
Wah, 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 wah. Okay.
Like from the Charlie Brown. That's what her voice.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
So, do you think my point that I'm trying to make is, do you think you kind of turned away from that like studious mindset because you found something like Pokemon and that just made it easier? And to be honest, it seemed to me it was more fun to bond with other people with that versus like stuff like the books that I read or like the stuff that we'd learned.
It was more interactive. It was more.
Bonded over shit they read.
You were obviously more listening.
Audience member, would you like to come up?
Yeah. Would you want to?
Like, who bonds over shit they read?
We have great audience members.
Yeah. I mean, uncultured, but whatever.
Alright.
Anyway, I don't know. It was just something that like it was able. People were able to talk amongst them. I mean, not only talk, but like it gave everyone a good like base. Because I remember all the way till freshman year. I remember us playing and everything. Playing the games like playing on recess, playing in the lunchrooms. Playing all the way, playing either be it card games or our consoles, whatever, handheld consoles, all the way till freshman year. Yeah, I think it even still happened. Not as much freshman. Not even freshman. Not much freshman, but like I remember when it came back in.
Right.
It's like sophomore year. It came back.
So, okay, so you go, you find this thing, and then did you ever have like anything else that like an extracurricular activity that you just love to do besides that?
It was play soccer for a bit, and I don't know what
sports.
It was sports.
Okay.
But soccer, it just like it died on me. I just couldn't. I lost interest around maybe 8th grade. I just didn't want to be into it anymore. It bored me. Maybe because I was a fat kid that didn't run. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, how about you put me in and make me run then? Because I was those kids that, I mean, if you told me to go run 3 miles or go run this, go run that, I'll go run it. I won't be like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it.
See, and that's something about you that I think, it's something that I guess it would be that I have an admiration for is
you like me.
You shh, don't tell me. It's that if you're gonna do something, you just do it. Lately, I don't know, but you do have the very if you're gonna do it, you're just gonna do it. You don't really say anything about it. It's just
gotta do it.
Yeah, you usually just have already done it by the time you say, "I'm gonna do it."
I mean, like how you guys didn't believe me that I signed up and everything.
Absolutely did not believe you.
You're like, no, you didn't. Like, yeah,
full of shit. I still think you're a little full of shit, but you know what? We're here.
The day I leave with my backpack and everything.
I don't believe it. It's a lie. Fake news.
Fake news.
So carrying on.
Yeah.
That was so I mean, did you want to add anything to that childhood wise? Because
no, I mean
it just sounds like you had a pretty average, small family upbringing.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes down to. I mean the childhood thing wasn't like something major.
Mm-hmm.
I mean unless some people out there that are psychologists and want to just get in there like, oh, I know why he's acting the way he is. I'm like, that.
So did it ever was it ever a thing where like parents, for example, the stereotype of parents always pressuring you to be in school, always got to be in school.
Mm-hmm.
Just those, I guess, stereotypes of being hounded to do certain things, that you needed to do certain things. Because I know for a fact that you come from a very a working family. Mom worked, dad worked.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did something. They had like their own weight to pull.
True.
Right. So was it always just as long as you're good, we'll get afloat, or was it always like pounding it down behind the scenes that, hey, school, stay in school, do good at school? Like, did you ever get like a consequence, like bad consequences from saying like you failed a class or something, or you didn't, or you got in trouble?
Of course.
I mean, yeah, there's consequences, but I mean, like, it was just like, it wasn't just something like a quick little discipline, and I say discipline, little session didn't fix, where it was like more long term.
No, I mean, I did get like I know I did fail some classes and I was punished for them, but I think in the end my parents did notice, like, you know what, it's like they notice the person that I am, and they'll be able to, like, he'll be fine if even if he doesn't go to school, because I do notice that like there's people out there that are always like hounded to just say like, oh no, like I remember that in high school, it's like I can't fail this, I can't get a bad grade on this. I'm like, why? And they're like, because my parents. I'm like, yeah, but your parents, in my upbringing, I was like, no, my parents will understand, and my parents know that I'm a product of them, that they should take that into account, which I think they have taken into account for sure. Because I mean, I didn't go to education or anything like that, but it's just, well.
Mom and Dad, I'm a product of you. I'm sorry, I'm stupid.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that was. We also have audience members that reenact all of your stories.
Yeah.
So,
but
okay.
No, I mean, not that I was stupid. I mean, I guess.
Don't blame me, but my genetics.
No, but they know who I am, though. They know, they were able to figure that out, and they were able to understand that, instead of like saying we're gonna force him.
Why are you surprised, bro?
What?
Why are you so surprised, right?
I don't.
She's saying if it was them, like, why are you surprised? I'm your kid. So it's essentially really just mellow.
Yeah.
It was pretty mellow upbringing, it sounds like, right? And
I've always seen it as whatever happens. You're always gonna come out the other end, unless it's life or death. Like it's like a life or death situation. You may not come out of, but if it's like something bad happened at work, something bad happened at school.
So you're saying that's a very like black and white type of thinking then?
Yeah. Okay. That's how I sort of see it. It's like either right or wrong,
Okay.
All what? Right. Oh, you have something to say?
No, I was just eating one.
Even though you shook your head with like, no.
We might have a position for Ella here soon as a correspondent.
Yeah, we can just come in.
Okay. So now fast forward a little bit, we get to high school. You say, like anybody else, high school kind of brings a whole new wave of changes to people.
Mm-hmm.
What was something new that you sort of all of a sudden just saw changing you, like when it came to high school? Like besides the added responsibilities, like besides the, like there's more expected of you. What did you see in that sort of period of, I guess, quote unquote growth?
The way people interacted with each other.
You were more observant of people?
Yeah, like you had to be. You just had to see what was going on, and it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess.
And how did that affect you?
I wasn't focused on myself then at that point, because I was too observant on others, and I wasn't concentrating on my own.
On purpose, or was it just you were just that easily distracted?
I was just distracted by other people. I wasn't. I mean, not necessarily in the point of like, oh shit, what's that over there? Like an ADD sort of attention deficit thing. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, what makes that person think like that? What makes that person do that? Why are they like that? How come I'm not like that? And it was just something that I was just like, It just always got in my head, and like when I interacted with someone and talked with them or were friends with them, I always had that in the back of my mind. I'm like, why are they like that?
You're trying to figure them out.
I guess yeah.
Okay.
Just figuring them out, and that was something that I noticed, and it was like something like, so that kind of person hangs out with that kind of person. It's just like, okay, that dynamic works for this reason, but this dynamic doesn't. But and I was just always fascinated by human behavior, and I was just like, that's weird. Why the fuck do you do that?
So okay.
Why do you look like? Oh, it's genetics, Mariela.
And you know what? Let me if and then sort of catching up where that sort of intertwines me and you. Towards high school is like when we actually started to get close, because we knew of each other. I mean, going a little bit before high school, we ran in the same circles, because we had a friend group where we were friends of each other, but it was more of like we were a group.
Yeah.
I don't think, at least me personally, we hung out individually with each other. It was always together.
No, not until maybe sophomore.
Yeah, that was later, but early on, like we were there, we were acquainted.
Yeah,
and I think my earliest memory that I can remember, I'm like, hey, this guy's cool.
Because we had the same name. Let's be honest. That was the one thing.
That was a good icebreaker. Very bad icebreaker, but yeah, I guess. My earliest memory was, I remember it was maybe freshman year. Freshman year, because we were still talking with the same group of friends that we had, and I just, out of nowhere, I never really hung out with anybody after school. I was kind of like, you guys stay over here, and I'm gonna go home and take a nap. Play video games, whatever. I am still like that, but I'm more social. But I just remember one day after, and I think it was close to the end of the year, because I think that's why it happened. I didn't want to go home because I was gonna be really bored. So out of the blue. So out of the blue. For those who don't know, I'm a hermit. So out of the blue, I'm just like, we were always walked between classes with all our friends, and then we were walking out because we live in the same direction, so we would walk home. So we would go out the same exit, and I remember, I'm like, I wonder if he wants to hang out outside of school, because to me that didn't seem like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, he just hung out at school because what the fuck else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? Let me ask him if he wants to hang out. And we did. I don't even remember what the fuck we did, but that's the earliest memory I have where I'm like, hey, let's hang out.
I want to say.
And the rest is history.
I want to say we went over to your house.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
I'm thinking.
I'm trying to avoid my house. This dude wants to come and play video games. The fuck? I made a mistake. This is a no one. He won't affect my life.
Part of me like,
long term.
He has a different system than me. Fuck, I'd rather play that.
But that was my earliest memory, and just to sort of piggyback off of what you said, yeah, it was more of a, you started observing people more. Like, people would just, they were different.
Yeah.
They were different.
And it just, because, like, again, it sort of it made me think, like, when we were in grammar school, everyone was pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And, like,
in a box.
We all liked the same things. We all saw each other all the time, obviously. But then when you change the amount of time that you spend with each other,
it's just a new environment.
Yeah.
Everybody started to find their own way.
And we're like,
Yeah. So, we're in high school. I know you wrestled. You did wrestling pretty seriously for.
Bitch. He tried to burn me.
I didn't do that.
Please don't light significant others in our audience on fire, please.
That was a ghost.
That's a band. Band.
Pearl band.
What was I saying? So you did wrestling pretty seriously for was it 2 years? 2 years?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? I thought you didn't like to be athletic.
It was an individual athletic thing. That's why cross country I sort of like too, because I don't have to think about teams. Yes, I love to wrestle with men.
Our audience suggests he might have liked boys.
Yes.
Can you confirm in this interview right now?
Oh yeah.
Shush all the doubters.
All the doubters?
Because you're a good friend.
Whoa. Fake news.
He's the bottom.
So you did. What's happening right now?
Anyway, no, that's why I liked wrestling, because one.
Because you want to be bottom?
No.
Okay.
Because it gives you a legal excuse to beat the shit out of someone.
So you were an aggressive teenager.
Yeah, that, and also, again, back to the whole individual thing. Like, I don't have to worry about. I did football 1 year, and I just did not like it.
You were a jock.
No, it's not only that, but it's just so annoying to me because one, I figured out I hate football. I'm sorry.
It's a team sport. Of course you hate it.
No, like the American football's stupid in my opinion. Unless
you
it's making me money. That's the only way I care.
You literally just said you love the individuality, and you just said you hate something that involves teamwork.
No, I hate that sport though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Whatever. Gonna burn you again. Anyway, no. And like that's one thing. It's like I didn't have to worry about my like if I didn't win, we wouldn't go anywhere. It's like because we were all fairly good at it, and like the team that the group or whatever you want to call it, that I practiced with, we're all fairly good. And in my head, I'm like, at least I know that if I'm going up against another one of our friends that you mentioned, JC, he was actually my sparring partner almost through the whole time.
Right.
And
no wonder you guys are so close.
Yeah, and he wouldn't hold back on me either, and I wouldn't hold back on him. And it was nice, and also cross country too. It was just something where it was just me. All right, now you run. Even though I know I wasn't gonna be top or whatever, I really could care less as long as I finished at the end. So
you exhibit a lot of lone wolf type of behaviors. Sounds like.
And I guess that's another reason why I want to go to the Marines too, because that's something that will be completely different. Because
you have to rely on other people.
I know, that's why. That's another reason, because it's something different for me, and it's just forcing me to be part of a unit.
Okay.
In which something I need to learn more of.
So, Jonesy, this is probably the more important question of this whole podcast, and I would like to. This is gonna get pretty. This is gonna be pretty deep. No. That's later. That's even more important. Here's my other quick question for you. Did you have any did you like girls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What? Why do you have to say it like that?
He was concerned.
Yeah.
I was concerned.
Competition.
I was concerned.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
You just revealed the word lovers, so I mean.
Oh yes, you're right. I'm sorry. The charade is over. Shit.
You know what? We're done. You just said charade.
Oh shit.
No. What I meant by that is, so through the typical teenage experience, you had the sports, you had the academics. What about any high school romances? Anything like that?
Yeah, there was a couple.
A couple. Damn.
Was it?
Get it? No, I'm just kidding.
It was near the end of my high school.
So was it more like your throwaway type of romances, like everybody probably experiences, or was it more shit you carry up until now?
One was a throwaway.
Okay. So how many are we talking? I should probably say.
I think was it 2 or 3?
2 or 3. Okay.
I think it was 2.
Okay.
Say the name, the year, so I can tag them, and they can come to your door and
They probably see the posts.
No, I'm friends with one of them on Facebook, so.
Oh, perfect.
Shout out to them.
I don't have to do nearly as much work.
Shout out to them.
But I mean, one of them was a throw. Not necessarily a throw.
Damn, you put them on the. Their listeners like, goddamn, who the fuck
like,
are
who
these?
is it? I want to know who it is. Like,
who's the throwaway? Am I the throwaway? I better not fucking be the throwaway.
No, the throwaway is a good friend, and like we just grew distant, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to call it a throwaway though. That sounds mean. That sounds.
Nobody did.
That sounds mean.
That's why I was like these bitches.
No, there was one though that the other one was fairly serious, and it did affect me in a way.
Let's get into that. What do you mean fairly serious?
Oh my god, here we go. Damn, I knew shit.
What did you know? I'm just going very evenly.
No, it's just my communication skills and just how it made me rethink.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. You're jumping the shark here. I just asked you.
What do you mean jumping a shark? That's not a fucking saying.
Jumping
the shark. If
jumping the shark is a saying, and
that
you
is
know
not
it
a
is.
saying.
Don't
That
you
is.
fucking.
You want me to look it up right now?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on.
It's the Fonz from freaking. Was it Happy Days?
Jumping the shark.
Yeah, jumping the shark.
Jumping the shark.
It is literally a thing. I swear to God, you are not live searching this. He's live searching this thing.
Okay.
Is the moment?
What do you think? Hold on. Shut up. Is the moment when an established long-running series changes in a significant manner in an attempt to stay fresh. That's not jumping the shark, you dumb bitch.
I was asking you about the romance, and you jumped to communication. You got to the end before you let me.
This is about jumping the shark. Is about show series and watching.
Is this not a show?
It's a show, but it's not.
Is not the subject matter we talk about part of the show? Bitch. All right.
It's a TV show.
Back to my questioning. So you had the one serious one.
How high can sharks jump?
All right, quit deflecting. Sorry. So how long was that relationship?
A year
Okay.
and a half. No,
Yeah.
a year.
Okay.
It was a year.
Pretty average for your high school relationship.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. You said it was because of just communication, right?
Mhm. Yep.
We're kids. We're not the best at communicating anyway in
Yeah.
high school. That's fair. And you think is there any remnants of that? Like you have it. Like did it make you communicate better nowadays? Has it made you better at communication, or do you think you still have an issue with the way you communicate?
He started a podcast show.
Started a podcast show so everyone can hear me talk about stuff.
I don't know what that says about communication. I mean, there must be like no correlation whatsoever.
Our audience is sassy today.
Yeah, very sassy.
Jesus.
I haven't fed her.
mean,
I think
feel
that's
like
the issue.
you
I haven't
kinda,
fed her.
like, answered your own question.
And
by what
she's
you're
leaning
doing,
watermelon,
but, like,
which is what? Like,
I mean, that's kind of what an interview
it's
is for.
80% water,
just water.
so it's not actual food.
Anyway,
I mean, it affected me. I mean, because
and I mean like just like not specifically in a relationship. I mean just in general, like communication in general. Yeah, not trying to hound you on your one relationship you had 5 years ago. I'm just saying, like in general.
That's all. Damn, it's that much. Wow, it makes me feel. Oof. No, I guess I'm sort of the same. I guess, sad to say, but no, you know what? Nah, it changed a little bit. Slightly better, but still in the arena of that, it's like I don't get hints.
Okay.
I don't get hints. I don't get subtleties. I don't get like if I feel someone is like like in an awkward position or feels angry about it, I'll just be like,
Kanye shrug.
Are you angry? No. Okay. I don't.
Okay.
What else? It's like I don't like games. I just go straight to it. Like you tell me you're angry, yes. You tell me you're upset, you tell me you're sad, sure.
Okay.
Want to fix it? Okay, tell me what we can do to fix it. If you don't want to tell me, you want me to guess that? Fuck off! I'm not doing that.
So you're just saying, just tell me what's wrong.
Yeah, just tell me what's wrong.
Okay.
I don't want you to try and figure out what you should know what's wrong.
So,
the fuck up.
So you did your typical.
Bitch, can you stop trying to burn me?
Yes, bitch. Please stop trying to burn her. Dodge, I'm gonna light your shoes on fire.
True.
So you had the athletic part of high school. You had the relationship. You had the social aspect of it. So did you ever think about what you were gonna do long term? Like what stuck with you that you thought this is what I want to do when I'm out of here?
It was the military.
So it's always been your plan to abandon me. I see.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, nice to know. It's been
grab her boob.
Well, I always do that, but she likes to grab at her face.
Okay.
She has a scab.
The dog has scabs. I was like, no, I don't want to touch those.
So military, huh?
Yeah.
So you never thought? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but never. That was it.
It was that. No, it was that, and then there was a time where I was thinking, what if I could be a chef? But then I looked at it like chefs make shit.
And I just wanna give some context here to the people. In high school, he liked to hustle people.
Oh yeah.
With his baking, he would make chocolate chip cookies and brownies, sell them for a stupid expensive price.
It was $1.
and they were expensive.
The reason why your nose.
He claimed they were homemade. He lied. He simply made it in a bar.
Oh yeah, he played. No, we'll get into that story later. We'll do that next week.
You want to both interview me for my thing because that'll be funny. But that's another day.
Well, that's next week. So.
But anyways, so you had this sort of you like doing that. I know this about that. You liked the baking, the cooking is something you actually thoroughly enjoy.
I'll tell you one story where I got really frustrated though. There was one day. No, it was actually pretty funny for me now that I think about it. But that day I was so fucking pissed. Something was wrong with the oven, and something was wrong with the recipe with cookies that I was making, which were homemade.
Those were original.
Yes,
those were original.
But something was wrong with them, right? Mm-hmm. And they just weren't baking, and it was already like 2 a.m. And I'm just, fuck it. I actually took them out, and I actually threw them up in the air. They stuck to the ceiling. I look at it, I'm like, fuck. And like, I was upset that I did it, but then part of me is like, I feel good that I did that. But then I got upset again because I'm like, God damn it, I gotta clean this now. I was like, shit. And then my mom came and then she got upset and it was like, I'm sorry. God damn it, I can't. And I'm like, I'll clean it in the morning. Leave me alone. I'm gonna go to sleep. So I went to sleep with cookies on the ceiling. But I made brownies that day.
So part of, you know, and I know this from knowing you personally, but...
And that forever deterred you from becoming this.
No, it was the whole
thing. The cleanup?
No, the cleanup actually sort of like, but the whole thing again, it was just the whole, like, you know, you don't make that much money off of it. You don't make much money as that as a profession.
But what about those who are really good? I mean, essentially, if you're really good, you essentially get compensated for it, I think, as far as professional chefs go.
That's because and I know, but that's my thing. They have the passion behind them, and I noticed that I didn't have that same passion.
You just enjoyed it.
I just enjoyed it.
Like a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't have it. I think to myself, like, I love this. I will never get tired of it because I know my passion for it would probably die once it became a business and it became something that, like, I have to go do this. If I don't, I am fucked.
Okay. So outside of, you know, you had this hobby, and then, you know, you had the idea of that you wanted to essentially join armed forces afterwards. And then here we are.
And we're here. 5 years.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened in between
there was
5 years. So I mean, do you want to gloss over just a brief synopsis of the last 5 years?
Let's dig in there.
So you graduated high school, and what'd you do?
Applied for I went to community college for a bit.
Okay.
I was doing okay there. It was all right, but it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel for me. I was like,
do you think that's because it was school again, or because it just wasn't gonna get you where you wanted to go?
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was the right direction for me.
Or were you just like, I don't want to do this?
No. I mean, I was
just
fine.
It was the means didn't justify the ends.
I guess so.
Okay.
And that summer, I did apply for a job at Whole Foods, and it was in the meat department, which I'm like, cool.
He's the plug.
Like I was like, it's a grocery store, but it's a high end grocery store, if you want to call it, or health food store.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the lawyers, if they're listening, I'm not saying anything bad about the company itself. I will not. I am.
Fuck you, Whole Foods. I still love you though. Still buy all my smoothie ingredients from you for my protein shake.
Slander the employees or their structure, sort of. Yeah.
And
but no. So I applied there. It was the summer of 2013. I remember that.
And how long were you there?
From 2013 to 2017 in August was my last day. Actually, you want to know? You know when the last day I worked at Whole Foods was?
What was it?
My mom's birthday.
Goddamn.
And actually, she met me for her birthday dinner downtown, and I got fired.
So you got fired?
Yeah.
And in between the 2013 up until recently the 2017, that was 4 years. You moved up the ladder.
Yeah, from part-time, full-time, apprentice, butcher, then to management position.
Yeah, you ran the meat department for a downtown location, which is no small feat.
For a 22-year-old
Walk into a fucking downtown Whole Foods. You'll see what's up.
Fucking dealing with authors and people that are like, oh, it's the best thing.
It's food, dude.
I'll drop it on the floor if I want to. Fuck you. I'll wash it off for you though.
And okay, so it came August and you were done with Whole Foods.
Never fuck with the people that handle your food. People, I swear to God, I tell people that all the time.
You just want to drop the dime.
Well, I want to drop it back on you too, and make sure you tip people too.
I still do. I do now.
You made him do that. Right? Good.
No. I mean,
shut up.
I
remember when we go like this. You asked me.
We're not talking about me. Anyways,
did you tip the waitress? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Slash right there.
Yeah.
I remember that.
No shame. But anyways, so you finished off with Whole Foods, and was it?
It was about maybe I was off for maybe 2 weeks. I had the idea of the military again. I went to a recruiter, talked to him a bit and stuff like that, and I gave me information and all that. And then I was at the gun range, just shooting or whatever, practicing a bit, and one of the guys that lives in town actually worked there, and I don't think he works there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I just asked him like, "Hey, you guys hiring here?" Because I'm like, "Yeah, I
At the gun range.
Yeah. I'm like, I like firearms. I like to get to know a little bit more about them, other than what I have and stuff, you know."
And that's how you became a manager for a gun range.
Yes, I was a manager for a gun range from August till December, I believe. Yeah, I remember December. It was a weird Christmas. And then from there, I've been just on the side, just taking care of myself and been working out.
Cool. And now you've made the decision that's been the 5 years in the making.
Yep.
To make the move.
Mm-hmm.
It's finally coming true. You're abandoning me. All those hopes and dreams of
Don't
peace
worry.
out, Nick.
I'll be gone for 3 months and I come back for 10 days. You'll see me.
Oh God.
And we'll make us like a giant
a farewell basket.
Well, no. I was gonna say like at least like record it maybe like 20 episodes or something like that, and then you can just like upload them as you go.
So you sort of to catch it up to now, because that was a year ago. So catch it up a little bit more recent. Yeah. So we're here now. What made you start this? What we're doing now? I mean, I know your personality, and it's more like fuck it. You're gonna do this to this extreme anyways when it comes to anything. Yeah. But why was it podcasting? Because I know you and me have been talking about doing something together for a long time. Whether it was our idea to open up our bar restaurant that's themed.
I got tired of talking.
You just wanted to do?
Yeah, because you kept saying it, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And then you kept saying it, and like...
You're not a fan of planning, are you?
No.
You hate planning.
No, I hate planning, but then I hate when the plan falls through. It pisses me off. That's the one thing that...
really... all the parts of planning.
And I mean, yeah, I guess. But once the execution is done, it's just like, it's done. That's like when I say a Wednesday we record, and then you don't record on a Wednesday.
Shit happens.
I get furious, and then I go to the gym and clang on really heavy stuff really loud.
Really? That's why I do it, to motivate you.
It doesn't help, because then I abandon you faster, don't I?
Nah, you're fine.
You're here. Anyway.
So you just... But why a podcast? We've always had different ideas. We're idea machines when it comes to throwing ideas back and forth between me and you. Why was it the thing that you wanted to do?
It's something that I know is going to... I mean, it's already big, but a lot of people don't... Like, I mean, a lot of our age group, they honestly don't listen to them. Like, you ask someone that we know that listens to them. So
you feel we're in an untapped market?
We are in an untapped market for our group. And that's what I see it, because the people that do listen to them, that I've talked to, are not well above, but they are above our age. And they just have a certain light to them. Like, they have that experience to them. And they're just listening out to other people's ideas, as in people that are our age do not want to listen to those ideas. But once the door opens for them, like it was for me, it was like, I heard about podcasts, I'm like, that's dumb. Why would people sit down and talk about that? But then yet here we are.
We're doing it.
I mean, because I see it as a way for others to get stuff off their chest, for others to share the knowledge that they have. Because there's podcasts on history that, I think it's George Carlin's podcast.
The NPR one?
No.
Okay.
No, it's I can't remember the name right now. I haven't caught up on it. But it's just, that's another thing I do love. It's history.
Right.
And it's like so informative and super entertaining, because I can choose the subject or the content that I want to listen to.
Essentially, we just love to talk shit.
Well, not only that.
Not shit, just talk.
Talk, yeah. I mean that, but I feel like once the young, it's not like a senior.
What the fuck are you? You're 23.
I know, but like the younger crowd, like us, once you figure out, like, holy shit, I can choose what I want to listen to, not just, oh, this new artist put this up. Like, no, I can actually not only choose my music, but I can choose what I want to listen to from other people. It's a good and bad thing, because it tells you, like, oh, I can put myself in my own box of content, but it also makes you think, I can go listen to the other side of the aisle's content of something that I disagree with. I want to
talk about it.
And talk about it, or not even talk about it, just listen to what they have to say.
Okay.
And it allows you to do that without you going crazy and, becoming a keyboard warrior, which I personally I hate when people make giant paragraphs on Facebook. I think to myself, that's stupid. Like, if I'm going to argue with someone, I'm gonna argue
Say
with
it
them.
to your face.
I'm gonna argue with them face to face because one, we can both have our phones and stuff like that. We'll look up studies and shit like that.
Mhm.
But the fact that people spend like 5 minutes right here. I'm gonna type this whole thing out. Let me find this site real quick and type more and type. I'm like, humans aren't supposed to be typing, in my opinion, yet. Like, we shouldn't be this attached to technology.
Are you going down the rabbit hole right now?
It's not a rabbit hole.
I know,
You always
I'm
try
kidding.
to keep me out of a rabbit hole, and I'll be honest with you,
I'm usually
it's
just
really
random.
annoying.
I know.
So,
I know. It does its thing. That's what I do it for.
yeah, but no, not only not that, but it's
I'm
just
young and I listen to podcasts.
you're younger by like what, a few months?
You were just going on about demographics and podcasts.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that a lot of people
I
that
always start my day with the New
How many-
England Medical Journal.
okay, now how many people do you know
Or
that listen to them?
NPR.
How many people?
Talks are amazing.
Again, how many people do you know?
Most of the people that I went to college with.
Again,
I think you meant a certain demographic, Jonesy, not particularly younger people.
I guess.
I know a lot of young people who listen to some
The
of
youths?
podcasts.
So,
I just remember
sort
the-
of to round
But yeah.
about is you saw something.
I see something that is going to grow, and I feel like if you start it off right now, it's a good time. I mean, not like because you've seen what happened to other podcasts that have grown and are number 1 or number 5. I'm not. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not expecting us to be in the number 1 spot.
Honestly, I'm not expecting anything. I just enjoy doing this.
Exactly. It's
Just
just
to do
something. It's something you enjoy and something you just relax. But it's something that allows the epitome of the First Amendment. It allows me to say whatever the fuck I want. I mean, I can say that I don't like the fucking president. I don't like the senators. I don't like the neighbors. I don't like the gas stations across from me. I don't like this. I don't like that.
Wait-
I do like this.
Way to hone yourself in where you live.
Horn myself in.
Hone yourself in.
Okay.
They say horn. We got that in post. We'll edit it out. So, well, actually, on the subject of this, the whole podcast topic.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, since we got shit to do in most cases. I think if the kind of thing where if we both were able to get 100% of our time into something like this, it actually turned into something. I don't know what, but it could turn into something. I think pretty big.
Yeah.
But it's all that comes down to timing. What are we at anyway?
We're at 47 minutes.
Oh, dope. Well, I mean, yeah. So that's essentially caught up. We're here essentially because I don't know. It's just something to do. I enjoy doing it with you, Jonesy.
Yeah. Not bad. Oh shit.
I enjoy coming into the studio and messing with your dog, who's right now just looking for attention. Our audience needs to distract her. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to finish off with? Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't drop my mixtape though.
I'll put the fire emojis in the description.
Okay, good.
I mean, and by me, I mean you. The dog.
Yeah.
I love you,
You're
Doge.
gonna be able to do this when you have a puppy.
But yeah, I think that's a pretty good space to finish off. What do you think, Jonesy? You got anything else you want to sign off with?
No, I think that's it.
Honestly, disappointed.
I mean, if you want to hear back your voice when you do it, because I know you don't like that. Exactly.
I was here expecting to listen to some of Jonesy's deepest, darkest
I think it's
secret,
'cause you're
the
here, that's
number
why
of
I couldn't
time he
dive in.
got stiff, or any other number of shenanigans, and all our communication issues.
Mariela,
How
Mariela,
disappointing.
you'll get my deepest, darkest secrets in maybe about a year.
That's not nice.
Give it a year.
When you're gone.
Yeah. I'll have them on a piece of paper in hand.
I guess he needs that safe space. Literally miles, thousands of miles of space. Okay.
Skype, I gotta tell you something.
Well, guys, this was sort of a lighter, not a lighter, but more of a, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of thing it is. I just figured it'd be a good idea to get to know more of the people, at least a little bit better of who's speaking in your ears, who you're choosing to listen to. As usual, every other handles that we have on social media, we have the Oceans2 Podcast, YouTube, Stitcher, any podcast directory. We have Instagram, Oceans Dose, and our email where you could send any questions or any ideas, or you just want to communicate with us, would be the Oceans2 Podcast at gmail.com.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it, guys.
Hopefully we could tune in next week. This week was Jonesy. Next week will be my turn to be in the hot seat. And I guess that'll be pretty funny, apparently, from my audience and my co-host.
Yeah, it'll be alright, I guess. We'll see. Ew.
All right, guys. See ya.